Episode 124, Get It in Writing. Hey everyone, it's Nate, and welcome to this episode. Now, as an entrepreneur, I've been running my video business for 5+ years now, and getting it in writing is huge. I'm talking communication and contracts. Did I say communication? It's such a huge part. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about going a step-by-step and also sharing with you a personal story with one of my clients where I should have applied what I'm talking about, getting it in writing. All right, let's get into it. I hope everyone's doing well and doing good during this time. In this episode, we're going to be talking about getting it in writing, like I said before. Now, on this podcast, I have said countless times on what I do, what I'm doing, what I'm running, who I am. But if you're new, welcome. And my name is Nate, and I've been running a video company for the last 5.5 years. It started off as a hobby when I was 11 years old. Did that from 11 to 20 for fun, media, church media, commercials. And if you wanted to pay me, that was fun too. Around 20, 21 years old, I was like, let's make this a business. So I had a family member help me. We went downtown, stood in a long line. Remember when we could do that? Remember when we could go stand in lines and be around people? Such a long time ago. Anyways, we went downtown, filled out the name, paid the fees. It was a long day. I'm just going to be straight up. It was long. If you haven't done something like that, I highly recommend it. If you have all the right paperwork, it's just one day and some fees up front, and then you're done. That being said, I got it done. Well, what do? Well, you start trying to network, get business, get clients, communicate, pay for whatever you need to do, like shows and go to events and corporates. And like I already said, network. So I started doing that. I was doing good, having a lot of fun. I was also working full time at the time. And so it was kind of fun having it sounds like a lot, and it was, but I was kind of on the high of starting a new business and also getting like double money. That's a lot of fun. Taking like a passion and getting, what you really like, and then having your day job. So things are good, staying busy a lot, pretty much every weekend, corporate events, weddings, lifestyle, music videos, interviews, church stuff. So things are going good. We're growing. I brought on people on the team. I'm having fun. It's fun being your own boss. So far, I've been explaining step-by-steps. Getting it in writing, communicating. During that time, we learned a lot. I said earlier, it's easier to have a communication face-to-face, no duh. Maybe a phone call or a face-to-face, like on a Zoom call or FaceTime. And last resort, if you have to, digital texting like email, text, and however else you want to chat. Because remember, you're interviewing the person as they're interviewing you, and you're like, what? Yes. As the client's interviewing you, you're also interviewing the client to see if you're a good fit. Such a big factor. Such a big factor. It became fun because we were meeting new people and getting free food and lunch, and we'd buy people stuff and they'd buy us stuff, and we'd have get-togethers, and we'd be interviewed, and we'd be interviewing people. And, with that information, you take their information and we'd put it in a contract. The event would go good, a lot of fun, redundant, over and over and over and over. The same steps. Getting information, doing a contract, agreeing on payment, event happens, product, conversation, agreeing on contract. Sounds boring, but it was a lot of fun. Like I've been saying, you can hear the excitement in my voice because it was, and it is. In the middle, about 1.5 years ago, maybe a little less, I was working full time and also running an entrepreneur business and also running my own video company. And I had lots of help, and I'll be honest with you, I'll be transparent. I was getting behind. I was getting so behind on just stuff in life. Things were piling up. After I cleared all that out, after I cleared all the weeds out, I was kind of desperate. I really wanted to get back into doing video work, which I love. So outside of my day job, one of my family members said, hey, I've got somebody that's actually needing a wedding. Apparently other people aren't going to make it. Here's their info. Sweet. Thank you. We reached out to the people and they didn't answer. They were responding in email, which I thought was kind of weird. Kind of a red flag right there. But in the dire need of being desperate, of wanting to be hungry to go film, I was like, let's start the ball rolling by sending emails and information, which right there was already a loss. I I had avoided the communication part, like voice to voice, face to face, and went to digital text, like a text message. And we all know we live in a world where text message is huge, communication and typing is huge. But the biggest thing also, if you're not careful, is you can also lose the feeling off of it. So you think somebody's happy on that end, they send it, you think they're mad. Or you're in a bad mood, they send it, you think you're joking. There's miscommunication on the way you feel. So we finally got them on the phone after we had negotiated what they wanted, sent them contract and payment. Then we got them on the phone. And that's a no-no. After everything was signed, all was good. Like I said, we got them on the phone. Things were changed. And I thought we had changed the contract. We did not. So we did all this additional work. We arranged the payment. We were planning to get all the money up front. They said, well, we're not going to do the money all up front. We're going to do a third. You'll get the rest of your money, some of the money day of, and whatever is remaining after. I was like, well, okay, we can do that. It's a bad idea. Day of the event, you do not want to be chasing a family member, an assistant, a somebody, because you feel like you're bugging them because at an event, they're having a good time. They're meeting up with friends. They're having a couple drinks. They're just being social. They don't want to pay bills. I've always recommended people show up. Don't do anything until you get the money. I think after an hour, they finally gave us the money. So we started. Yeah, we were behind. I already told them up front, this is what we're going to do. But I've already messed up by being there off of communication that's already scrambled. The contract's similar, but not identical. So the event goes good. Lots of fun. They said, well, we'll send you the money after we get our product. I said, okay. So we did the edit. We thought it was really good. We sent it away and we heard nothing. Nothing meaning about 5 weeks. We email, text, call over and over out of the blue. They come back and they say, hey, this is not what we paid for. This is not what we talked about. Oh, so sorry. We'll clear that up right away. Remember, contract and information were different a little bit, but that was on me. So we figured out that situation. They're like, hey, we'll be sending the check in the mail to send us our product. Let's get it done. Cool. So we did the edit. It was even better. We're like, dude, wow. Actually, all that extra information made this a lot more easier. Thank God we actually recorded all that. We would have been in trouble. So we sent it away. No check in the mail. Some time went by. 7 weeks later, my assistant gets a call on the phone and goes, hello? And the person's just yelling. And on speakerphone in the car, they're like, whoa, who is this? Hello? And they're like, well, this is not what we ordered. This is not what we want. Yada, yada, yada. Well, comes to find out, I don't know. They kept changing their mind because now they were getting us on nitpicks of things we didn't film, things we didn't say, things we should have done, things that we did, things that we didn't do. This should be this. And they wanted to micromanage the creativity that they gave us at the beginning. They wanted us to, but remember, it all started with, we should have known this up front. And so we started spiraling into a mess. It was like a train crash in slow motion, and it just kept getting worse. Well, they responded and said that they wanted to take us to small claims if we don't get this right. We were like, okay, let's try our best. Let's put on our happy face and smile away, boys. We had a couple of different people's opinion. We went step by step on their list. We looked over the communication. See, this all could have just been voided if I, the owner, could have just stopped and compared the information and would have just said, wait, before we actually continue, we should update the information and be clear. But that one step led to many other steps of them being opinionated, and time went by, and oh yeah, and you shoulda, woulda, coulda, but we didn't. Oh, and by the way, they never sent the check. We added our services on top of whatever the check was remaining, and they said, yeah, just get us what we asked for or else, pretty much, and we'll pay. So we sent it away. Who wants to go to small claims? I don't have time for that. That was that. They were gone. And see, what I've been saying is, as time went by, 6 weeks there, 5 weeks there, 7 weeks there, about a year of the conversation with these people, we still never got paid, and we don't even know if they got their product. They just stopped chatting with us. See, when I say communication's huge, getting it in writing, it could have just been done. We could have just did it and been on our merry way, but we didn't. I didn't. The owner, the person that the face is upon, my name's everywhere. It's huge. Just because I got desperate and wanted to film more and got excited and got on the high of having fun. Communicate is such a huge thing. Face to face, a phone call. plays such a factor. Yeah, it's boring. It's easy to text. It's really easy to email. Do it. It saves you so much grief. And I should have known better, and I didn't. And from that story, which a lot more went on, we don't need to get into. we don't need to open the rest of the can of worms. I'll just I can't express enough that if I would have just known communication is key. It's such a huge factor just in life in general. It doesn't even have to start with your business. It can just start with your personal life. Remember how I said there was other people that played a factor here where I got other people's opinion? Well, guess who had to pay them? Because I was counting on the money coming from the client to be able to cover everybody else's that had their hand in it. Well, that never happened. Of course, they were nice and said, "Oh, well, don't worry about it." It's just the small redundant things over and over. It's over, but it's just one of those thorns in your side. And honestly, just talking about it in this conversation right now, it's mind blowing that a small thing is such a big thing. I encourage you to start a business if you haven't already. And if you have, then please listen to previous episodes where we talked about contracts and copyright and just everything. And we're always here willing to chat with you, if that's via email at tvvpodcast@gmail.com. It's so annoying. But that's just one of those things. And ever since, we've been able to grow, build a better firewall, learn from our mistakes. Here we are a year and a half, maybe 2 years later. Get it legit, get it in writing, make the appointment, go downtown, see face to face, save your money. I don't know, save some fast food trips, save a couple trips to the Starbucks. I just stepped on some toes, even my own toes. But guys, it's been so much fun talking about this. I'm so glad you guys are here. It was a short one. It was. Typically we're pretty good at having I think it takes 20 minutes for us to at least get to the intro of the podcast, but I'm just joking. But like I said, it was a short one. It was fun. And gosh, everything I said, I hope you get something out of it. I know I rambled. It is what it is at this point. But like I said earlier, you can reach us at tvbpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and we would just love to hear from you. So until then, we'll catch you in the next one. All right, talk to you later. All right. Well, guys, I can't get this done. I sound like Christopher Walken or like I'm narrating a book.